accountability, and civil engagement. In 2021, the Congress benefited from the EU Act funding on the institutional strengthening of member organizations to improve visibility, accountability, and civic engagement. The project was most essential as it offered Congress the opportunity to expose its member organizations to improved enhancement in their engagement and civil society groups. Let me state that one of the fundamental objectives of the Congo's initiative is to strengthen, civil society groups in their delivery capacity in the civil space. Also, establishing a coalition aims to enhance order, harmonization, and self-regulation among civil society groups. Over the years, the coalition has made it easy for civil society groups to find collaboration within the coalition to properly and most effectively execute projects in their thematic areas. Congress has also eased efforts by funders, donors, and development-focused bodies in identifying identifying local partners in Nigeria. As a coalition, the conference comprises varied organizations focused at divergent areas of thematic engagement. Over the years, the organization has indulged in a programmatic approach to improving the capacity of members through its regular training programs on various areas of skills, as well as interactive sessions that bring government policies to better appraisal. However, the need to improve on the professionalism and technical packaging of member organizations remain challenging to the management committee of the body. Basically, Congress needed financial enhancement to bring together high knowledge worth experts in various areas in which its member organizations needed strengthening. The fact that the area of need for its various organizations varied made resolving this contradiction seem unsurmountable. With the opportunity offered by the European Union and the British Council in strengthening the capacity of Congos in financial resources and using their vast capacity in putting together the appropriate personnel, Congos began a new realm of harvest. We underwent an organizational capacity assessment (OCA) appraisal perspective, in which 15 organizations were selected for this phase of our capacity enhancement of looking for members. We also note that in the implementation of the project has also come with a lot of misconception from member organizations. We find it necessary to state again that organizations were selected on the basis of their weakness and their need for strengthening. This was deduced from the OCA forms which they filled. We could not be training organizations that already had capacity in the areas identified for strengthening. The tools for appraisal were specifically emphasized in the guiding document compiled for Congo's project management team from the beginning. While thanking the EU Act for the opportunity offered, we urge member organizations to show substantial improvement in all aspects in which they were trained. This statement will not be complete if it does not show serious appreciation to Mr. Newton Osemaye, who is the Edo State focal person. Mr. Newton's maturity, his patience, and detailed presentation, as well as his tolerance of our limitations, immensely elevated the overall delivery of this project. He's not here with us. He's supposed to be online, but we don't know. Maybe they're having a meeting. We really appreciate him in absentia. His patience was there for us. We just knew, but but he was there guiding us on a day-to-day basis, line by line, so really appreciate him. We want to also appreciate the members of the Board of Trustees of the conference and members of the advisory board for finding time to also attend the various training sections held before the implementation stage of the project. It will interest us to know that the EU project also included the BOT and the advisory board. At every stage, we had about 2 or 3 trainings in Abuja where they were also invited for training. So it was an holistic thing for Congos. Both the members, the management team, and the BOT, they also carried along. So we're all on the same page. That's the completely thing about this even at modern projects. People in member organizations who are listed as beneficiaries show commitment and faith in the project for all the time of their training. We had a member organization coming from Auchi at every training. The executive director was always there. She's on her way now for this training, so we pray that she gets here safely. Really appreciate her. Ajia Fatima Omoru, she came. And Dr. Mrs. Dorothy too, at her age, she was also coming. Ma, please, I appreciate you. One of the people taking our time to be with us during the training. We also want to thank all for making Congos proud. Finally, we assure member organizations that we will continue to expand the scope of opportunities and benefits for members as their vision remains the sustaining innards of the Congos projects. We pray that this project will be upscaled and then there will be room for more organizations also to key in. As I speak with you, the member organizations that were selected, when the OCA form went out, including the president and the ESCO, they were all willing to fill the OCA forms. But we gave criteria for those that benefited directly with EU. What do I mean by that? For the executives, we were selected to come for different trainings. We were not eligible for that for that space. So even if you qualify, because you're already having direct training with EU, you're not qualified. That was qualified for them. Most of the executives that went for that for the OCA. And secondly, we looked at what the capacity wanted us to build. Trust some of us. We feel you have resources. Resource management policy. Yes.
Come assist me. I'm going to go this one.
And so when these things were selected as a network of course we set trouble. They came up, why would you see that? Why would I not select that? I said, in your own form. And when they saw it, they saw that they are eating yes, so we are giving up by the grace of God, we pray that they will continue this training of these same students. We are also asking members, please, what you do not have, just tell the truth. I do not have this, I do not have to like to train on this capacity, and that is it. For purpose as a network, the just two networks, we just that is selected for the EU. We told them we need our capacity to do. We did not hide anything.
You want to go?
The project will be such a very good one, and we were selected. I told them they want to go because it has been all of them and none of us. When they came for further OCA assessment, the focal person, Mr. Linton, shared with us one-on-one. He said, I loved working with Congos. It didn't give me stress. For the next one, I'll be sure that I will recommend you. For me, that's a plus for Congos. It didn't give me stress. We're just two networks that we chosen in Edo State, and the other pass man for us. So please join me and appreciate my team. So once again, I want to say thank you for being here with us. All our guests we wrote out to, despite the fuel challenge, no naira, even if you have the money in your account, you can't even cash it. God will help us. We gave a press briefing on Saturday. We went into the market because a mass-based organ, we need to talk. The situation in the country is not getting better. And so on Saturday, we were in the market earlier. We collaborated with the market women to share their views concerning the situation as it is in the country. But today you are here with us. You didn't let us, you didn't allow the fuel challenge, the cashless, the no money to hinder you from coming. If you're not here, there's nobody who would have addressed. I really want to thank you for finding out time to be with us. God bless you. And as I wrap up on this, I want to say to the grantees, please make us proud, because you are now our beneficiaries, the first phase. We are looking up to you to be able to send members to your organization to learn what you have gained from this training the past 1 year. I want to believe that at the end we should have 1 or 2 organizations stand up to share their testimony of how it has been this 1 year. So in it all, I say thank you once again for being here for us. God bless you. Thank you.
All right, can we better appreciate the president of Conference of Non-Governmental Organization? She was not just the president, she was also the contact person for this project to the EU. So we made every stress that comes to us must not go through her. By the time it gets to us, really diluted. Am I right? All right. Before we proceed, I don't know if you remember that today is Valentine's Day. Come on now, I don't know if you remember that. So because I'm just looking at the hall right now, we are just wearing almost everybody very dull colors. There's also be shining this morning. I've got my sister here and one here and some few persons who are wearing bright red colors. So in any way, I'm like child, happy Valentine to you, and at least it should also be a way of you easing yourself from the stress of the no cash and no fear. I think for the guys, you understand what that means. So less expenses, am I right? All right. As we go on now, I'm going to be looking at the next item of the agenda. Like I told you, we are going to be very brief with today's session. All right. I want to just give us what has happened in this project before now and where we are now. What change has occurred? I think that's the job I owe us for this moment. Yes, we got the grants. Yes, we did the project. What has happened? What has changed? Okay, so when we're having closure like this, it's important that we let you know, look at where we met the organizations, because President mentioned earlier on that we strengthen the capacity of these organizations that we selected. So now that we selected them, we've trained them, what has happened in the midst of this organization? Has the system improved? Is there any form of strengthening that will occur in them? So we're going to be looking at that right now. So I'm going to give us a brief overview of these milestones we have actually covered in the last 1 year. So please, can you help me with the display? Just go to the Word document there. I think the document is already open. No, the Word document. Yes. All right. So the second, take the second one. Yes. All right. You can help me zoom out so that others who are a bit far off can be able to follow through. All right. The title of this project is, in case you are not aware, okay, institutional strengthening of members' organizations to improve visibility, accountability, and civic engagement. All right. Because I will explain to you why we have this as a project title so that you understand from the name how we came about with the project. All right, so of course, the project closing ceremony we're having right now, the Agent for Citizen-Driven Transformation Act program, which is implemented by the European Union and the British Council under the component 1, is to strengthen civil society organization process, such as internal procedures. All right, part of the component 1 stream of work is to identify the training needs. I think you mentioned before how it was, deployed into the selection process. It was to enable to identify the training needs of these organizations. Then conduct capacity training for CSOs. Yes, we did that all throughout the last 1 year. And then training for networks and coalition, which included board of trustees, like she mentioned earlier, and executive members, for which Congress was a beneficiary. And this grant that we received, let me explain this now, was now to be a step down. Why we call it a step down is because Congress was trained as a network. The executive members were trained as a network. Even part of our board of trustees were trained. Several trainings in Benin and in Abuja. We were trained even in Lagos. And then we were given this grant. When the grant opportunity was open, we said, okay, let's have a grant. Seeing that Congress is a network of organizations, All right, we can do intervention on health, we can do intervention on human trafficking, but we decided to say, okay, let's direct this funding to our members. Since that we have been trained, we would have been able to say, okay, we are good to go, but let's have our members come together, let us train them. The same way we have been built, let us also build their own capacity. So that's what came about this grant. All right. In lieu of the above, Congress with support from European Union and British Council seeks to address capacity gap through a step-down training among selected member organizations as part of a follow-up program of the EU Art Training Series, which will impact greatly on the overall operational performance. And these of us who have been trained, you can attest to the fact that your modus operandi in your operations have changed. Even if not entirely, but at least you can attest to the fact that some things you can point to, these are the progress we can record. All right, so we are having this overall operational performance of these member organizations in Congress in the areas of visibility, accountability, and civic engagement. Now, why we brought out that is that, one of the things that affects NGO is that most of the things they do, most of the time, are only within. We don't sell what we do, the impact we are making, the results we are achieving, we don't sell it out so much so that we can be able to attract the right stakeholders and partners for our project. So we've now said that if that is lacking, then we need to do something to improve the visibility of this organization. Then the area of accountability, most of the time you hear that people will tell you NGOs are corrupt. It's because there's no paperwork that proves or show what they are doing. So we try to look into that area as regarding financial recording procedures, as regarding documentation policies developed for them, so that when you go to the organization, you will see they're not just operating from their head knowledge, they are operating from the books. Are you understanding me? So we decided to do that also to improve it, which will again entirely affect their civic performance or engagement. All right. Now, looking at this, like I told you, in the last 1 year, we've been having a series of training. The training which feature techniques and methodologies taught during the EU Act training series include communication management training. That was the first we actually had, and it was facilitated by one of our own, the director of admin, Comrade McDonald. So he did justice to that issue, and from the fallout of this training, we had organizations being able to develop their communication strategy, which was never in existence before. They plan to pay attention to their social media accounts. What are they doing with it? It's not just enough to say you have a social media page. What are you doing with those pages that you have? What are you reporting on? So we did the training on that. Then we did the training on advocacy using a human rights-based approach. All right, we're talking about advocacy is one of the main components of driving civil society issues. All right, so how do we handle advocacy issues using the modern techniques to achieve maximum results? And on this training, we had our BOT chairman, Dr. Gordon Uyujo, who came to join us to facilitate this 3 days training program, and it was very robust. And then we were able to develop work plans, advocacy work plans that will help drive advocacy projects in our various organizations. Then also, we have to do a training on M&E, what we call monitoring and evaluation. All right, because most of the NGOs, we do projects, we only track the activity we do, but we end up not tracking the results. In the next 1 year, like for example, this training we have done now, 1 year, what has happened, what has changed, what impact has been made, is with the M&E we'll be able to achieve that. So the organization we are selected, we are trained on methodologies in conducting, monitoring and evaluation. Then we also have a very critical issue that has to do with funding. CSO's access to funding, because we understand that most organizations are funding their organizations from their personal pockets, which is not sustainable. That's why I see somebody doing a very good job and with time it dies off because there's no sustainability in terms of funding. So we did a training on resource mobilization and fundraising to equip these organizations with the capacity to not just operate, but know how to, develop their ideas into workable proposals and then use it to apply for funding. Then we also did a training on human resource management. All right, human resource management. How do we improve the service delivery of the staff and personnel of these organizations? So this training became very relevant to look into that. Even the issue of remuneration, salary, we all discuss all these things, and we look at how to adopt the best standard practices to achieving a better human resource. All right. We also did a training on project cycle management. Project cycle management. That's to do with how to manage a project. Don't forget that our NGO, everything we do year round is all activity, projects, and projects. So whether there's funding or not, there is need to have understanding, deep understanding on the project cycle management from the start point, which is the ideation stage, to the place of implementation, then the place of the budgeting, to the place of the closure that we're having right now, even the place of reporting, doing post M&E exercise after 1, 2, or 3 years of the project. Now, when we did this training, we had the facilitator, I think Ms. Tomi Ajayi, who is the state director of T.Y. Danjuma Foundation, and she was on ground with us for 3 days to dissect this issue, and it was really captivating and an opportunity to learn. All right, so. And at the end of the day, one of the takeoff from this training was that organizations were taught on how to develop not just a proposal, but a detailed budget proposal, where we also learned how to do an activity budgeting at the end of this training. One of the things I want to let you know also is the fact that most organizations right now who are here have attempted taking attempts in developing or drafting proposals, which we supervise them to ensure that they were able to submit. Though at the end of the day, not all were able to scale through to the next phase of the proposal development. All right. Then we also had a training on gender and social inclusion. All right. You know that as an NGO now, there's a new trend that has to do with gender and social inclusion. All right, how we give equal opportunity to everyone, irrespective of their age, their sex, their color, their religion, or even their tribe. So we have to look into this issue because in drafting or dragging your program in your various organization, we must factor in the gender and social inclusion. If you can see observe right now, you'll see that we even have the Association of the Deaf, all right, with us right now, with the sign interpreter who is interpreting what I'm saying to them. Now, we included them in this training program as a way of demonstrating social inclusion. We demonstrated gender and social inclusion in this training by bringing them on board. Yes, it cost us more because we had to provide for the interpreters to be paid for every engagement we're having with them during the training, and we also have to be patient because their learning speed will not be the same with others who may not have such hearing or speech impairments. But we're able to demonstrate that, and they went through the training from the start to the finish. They went through with us, and they were able to also bring out their deliverables at the end of the day. Please can we put our hands together for that? All right, thank you so much. Then I think the last of the training, out of the series of the training we did, was financial management training. All right, financial management training we did was needed. Because you know what I mentioned, the issue of accountability earlier on, it has to do with your financial records. How are you doing what you are doing financially? Because most of the time, you find that in most organizations, one person is the one who gets to write the check, one person is the one who gets to request for the money, one person is the one who gets to spend the money. It just revolves around one person and does not show financial, transparency, all right, and best standard practices. It does not show that. So we have to teach them on the financial management training to help them advance what they do financially. And at the end of the day, one of the things I want to tell you was the fallout from this training was that most organizations were able to develop for themselves. They never had this before. They able to develop for themselves financial manual or financial procedure manual that guides them, that shows them how cash should be requested, how cash should be spent, and how cash should be retired. You know, when you have all of these things in place, let me know one thing. When you apply for a donor fund, the donor will come to you and ask you for due diligence. They want to see if you have these things in place. They want to see if you have these documents in place. So when you are able to show them how you have this policy that guides your operation, then it gives you a quick access to gaining that grant. Because we went through the same training ourselves. When I think the EU was going to give us this funding, they asked for all of these documents. And the ones we were able to provide, they were scoring us based on it. I think we scored over 70% from their own assessment, we were able to provide all of these documents. So the same thing for most organizations. You see that you write a very fine proposal, but at the end of the day, you are not giving that grant, and then you are wondering what happened Probably what the issue is was the issue of due diligence. You couldn't give them documents that supports what you do. And I want to be proud to say today that most organizations who were trained by us in this last 1 year have these documents to have as their own in their own organization. Can we appreciate that also? Thank you very much. All right. Then, in case you are wondering who are the organizations that were trained, because like Madam said, we have to do this selection process to check and select these organizations. Yes, they are a bit much anyway, out of the membership, but with the use of the OCA form, the Organizational Capacity Assessment form, we're able to streamline it to these 15, because the budget will cater for these 15 organizations. We would have gone for the 100 anyway, but maybe we will not be able to do all of this training all together. So we try to go for quality while reducing the number. But how big the organization listed here below? Number one, Parasasi Water Foundation was beneficiary. Help Me to Succeed of this foundation was also beneficiary. Artisan Development and Networking Organization. Then we have Explore and Express Youth Empowerment Initiative. Then we also have Ayiri Community Development Initiative, NEV Empowerment Foundation, Voice of African Vulnerable Children and Youth Initiative, Edo State Association of the Deaf, Indomitable Youth Organizations, African Gifted Women Health Initiative, Association of Professionals for Family Health and Community Development, the Hapiri Handle Foundation, Moses Poseidon Leadership Foundation, Merfrey Health Foundation, the Readers Resource Initiative of Africa. These organizations, from the very beginning in February when we started this project, we have just all through to the very end. All right, and if you look at the screen now, you see one of the organizations who participated from Auchi, because Congo is spread across the Edo states. So we have to look at organizations who are far off, all right, who are not within Benin City. And this is one of them, Association of Professionals for Family Health Empowerment and Community Development, AFRECOD. There is an official place in Auchi, Edo State, Nigeria. So we cater for them to come over from Auchi for each of the training exercises. They come over, and not just that, also we provide accommodation for them, we provide a feeding for them to ensure that throughout this project they are comfortable in learning. All right. So and also thank the organization also for their commitment to push through, even when the road was terrible, there was fuel crisis. They've been committed in following through with the training. All right, thank you. Then we're looking at the results that we have achieved. What result has been achieved in this training in the last 1 year? All right, we'll begin first with one of the first, we'll call it indicator. All right, indicators are the things used to track progress that have been made. So one indicator we had was we want to improve the visibility of this organization that we are training. And one of the way we did it is that during the M&E exercise that we carried out, we discovered that most organizations that we were trained, we are able to take the initiative to populate their social media pages with the activity of this training, with the activity of this grant, not just to populate it anyway, but to also carry their stakeholders along in what they are doing. For example, you have people who are giving you money, who are supporting your initiative. It's important that you always feed them with the right information, so they will know that you are advancing with the idea of the organization itself. So when we do this, we find that some of them are making visible progress in the area of visibility. Okay, there's improved responses in the social media pages. Also, most organizations that are trained develop their communication policy. As a result of this visibility we're working on, they now have their communication policy, they have a social media policy that helps and guides them in the area of what? Visibility. And you can see one of the proof here of an organization, Artiness Hub, that's Artisan Development Initiative, having some of the activity who keep visiting for the M&E exercise. They have published on their social media page. So as an organization, if you are here, you are not operating your social media page, you're only being dormant, you're not doing well. All right. So the reason you have it is to improve your visibility. All right. Thank you very much. Then also, we also had the issue of fundraising, which I mentioned earlier on. The fundraising training, it exposed organizations to proposals, development. This also increased their enthusiasm to applying for new grant opportunities. There was only a time where you even have to form them into cluster groups. All right, after training them, we form into cluster groups to develop proposals and submit, which at the end of the day, they're able to scale through the first process. All right. Then we also taught them to how to explore other area of funding for the organization. People do dinner, stakeholders dinner. People do a lot of things. People can do, carnivals, whatever the case may be, just in a way of raising funds for the organization. All right, it's very important. Then also, in the area of financial policy and accounting procedures, we're able to help them develop this in this regard also, that most of them are operating without documented procedures. You know, one of the things that was very funny is that when we went to them in the first exercise to check out the organization, find out that they are operating from their head. All right, like I said before. You know, so they don't know the procedures to follow, but most of the procedures are in their head. So they are operating in that way. But you know, documentation is very key because beyond you being there, whether you are there or not, someone else can take over that organization and know the process you have been doing because it is documented. So for the area of sustainability, I can say that we did a very good job in this regard by helping them have documentations that were never there, especially in the area of financial policy and manual. All right. Then the area of gender social inclusion, we're able to factor in gender mainstreaming into the organization. Even in Congo, so we are doing this training. There was never a time we came to this hall, they took us upstairs because we have persons with disabilities with us. You see, now that's the idea of gender mainstreaming. When you are looking at social inclusion and all of the rest, we have to look into that too. Even when the budget line was, at the point we had a challenge with the budget line where our funders cut off some funding, and that's when the cut off was going to affect interpreters being available for the situation of the deaf in this training. So we have to call them and say, no, we can't push on this training because we are cutting a very vital part of this training, which is what? Gender and social inclusion. And then they're able to revise the budget and send us the accurate budgets because of this very provision. So it's very important that in this regard we also make progress in this, because as organizations, we're going to visit them, we're going to look into their access to the office. Is it accessible by everybody? We're going to look at the issue of staffing. Do they have equal representation of men and women in the organization? That's what we're going to look at. That even if they were not conscious of this very idea in the first place, by the virtue of this training, they now produce this into cognizance. All right. Then also, I mentioned that the participation of the Association of the Deaf was the hallmark of success in this project, because we provided the interpreters all through the training period, as well as ensure their special needs were put into consideration as a way of improving social inclusion as a civil society network. It's very important. It's very important. Then, so far, the following policies were developed as deliverables of a series of training here. The communication plan or communication policy, advocacy plan, M&E plan, fundraising strategy. We have the HRO policy, JSC policy, financial manual, and on and on. And one of these we also note here as a hallmark of success was that when we went to this organization, most of them were not registered with CAC, so they were operating just on their own. So with this training, we're able to bring them to the process of formalization. Whatever you do should be legitimate. The government should have a government backing. And with this training, we're able to assist a lot of them to achieve that end. So even Congo also was a beneficiary of that particular one. Because almost before now, I've been having issues, difficulty with relation with the Corporate Affairs Commission. But with this training with the EU Act, I think with the help of Mr. Eden, who is also one of the components manager in Abuja, was able to help us through, and we were able to have our CAC today registered, completed with our certificates. Then also, in the area of their vision and mission statement, when a lot of them are having bogus, unrealistic, vision and mission statements that they didn't understand the implication of those things. So we also were able, during this exercise, we were able to help them fine-tune their, their vision and mission statements to actually capture their thematic area or focus that they are working on. All right. Then, please, can you help me take it up here too? I want to just show us this table. This table shows us the baseline of this project and the current situation right now. As at the time, can you reduce a little? Just so I can have it both on the same page. All right. Now, sorry, I don't have a pointer, so for the sake of this particular discussion, so we can have a bit of better comprehension. All right. Now, from what you can see here, this is part of our finding and assessment at the end of the training, what has changed. At the beginning, we have some baseline as to the areas of tracking or deliverables we anticipate to see in this training. So, I think we have the number of officer which was number is 15. Then we have those with vision statements, we are just 5. You can see it. When we began this training, those with vision statements were just 5. Then mission statements were just 5. At the end of the training, you could see that the number has changed. All right. So from the initial 5 that we're having, we see that from the work we did in the last 1 year, almost all, in fact, every one of them is now having their vision statements well documented. I think we should clap for that. Thank you. Then also in the area of the mission statements, just 5 also we are having mission statements. But with the intervention of the EU Act projects, we now have 15 also having their mission statements. Core values, just 3 we are having core values. During the training we are able to explain them what these things mean, what are their implications. So they saw the relevance of it and began to develop in that regard. We have 15 organizations also having their core values. Then talking about the M&E plan, just 2 we are having M&E plan. Alright, just 2 we are having M&E plan. As of today, as I'm talking to you right now, 12 of them were able to present to us in hard copy. Alright, in hard copy, their M&E plan. Then also for their advocacy plan, just 1 was having, now we have 14. For the communication and media plan, we have only 2 that we have in media plan. Now we have 13 organizations who have been able to develop their communication and media plan. Strategic plan. Now, strategic plan is a bit, most of us who understand what we call strategic planning, is a long-term plan, all right, of what we tend to achieve in the organization. Maybe, I think we need 3 years, we have 5 years, and not the rest. But it's something to review anyway. So, about 1, we're having a strategic plan, and so as at the time of this report, 5 of them now have developed for themselves their strategic plan. All right, and we hope to improve this number as time goes on because it's not going to jump into. You have to sit down with your team and do that plan. Then the area of stakeholder analysis, just 3 of them we're having it. Now we have an additional 10 who are in that same list now, who have developed their stakeholders analysis. Reporting guideline. What do you do in reporting? When you write a report, what are the things you look out for? Just 3 we're having that guideline. But now we have 10 organizations who have their reporting guideline. All right. The area of asset register, I think we didn't make much progress in that regard because most of them, I think we had some challenges with that. Already working on the area of asset register. The number of organizations with CAC registration was 10. So at the end of this training, 2 additional have been able to successfully conclude their business or their organizational formalization. All right. Then in the area of visibility, 3 we are having just social media accounts, maybe when they post on the account, but now we are having 15 organizations whose social media accounts are up and running. All right. Then the area of number of we prove for step-down training. Now what we told them was that while you are got this training, we couldn't train all the members of the staff of the organization. The budget is only provided for 2 representatives for each organization. So what happens to the other member of the staff of the organization? So it's important that whatever training we do for them in the 3 days for each of the training, they put the organization and do a step-down training for the other staffs. So based on that, now we're able to also track and find out the now organization we're able to successfully do a step-down training for other members of their staff. And then number of step-down training reports. So we saw that a lot of them also produced the reports for their step-down training at the end of this project. Can we appreciate ourselves for this? All right, thank you very much. So looking at this right now, you will see that there is a baseline and there is progress made. But how big, like I said, the entire impact of this project cannot be seen immediately. What we are just tracking are just the outcomes. But the impact of this project, we'll be talking about in the next 1 year. How has RIO, who was a beneficiary, been able to use the knowledge learned or the skill learned to improve our funding opportunities? How many grants have they received now by the nature of this project? These are the talking about the impact, which will come back in the next 1 or 2 years' time to track and see the change that has truly occurred. All right, challenges. Of course, there's no project without challenges. We had ours too. In fact, One of the basic, I think, one of the major challenges we had was the issue of inflation. I know there was a time where price was skyrocketing. That was last year, where you go to the market and you go back and find that things has changed. So that was the major challenge we had because the budget was prepared in 2021, all right, and it was approved in 2022. Funding came in 2022 beginning, all right. So at the end of the day, we find challenges that we could not meet up with some budget item, all right. As with refreshment, hotel accommodation, a lot of things changed. So thankfully, our focal person was of great assistance to us in person of Mr. Newton of ceremony. He was able to assist us and then we were able to write a review of this budget plan. And after much ado, and then we had our project begin. All right, then recommendations. In this training, we just have a few recommendations to add to this training. All right, please can you take that? One of the recommendations we have is that, first of all, we're going to thank our funders, our donors who were with us from the very beginning. You know, one of the things I loved about them was that they didn't just give us funding, they gave us technical support. All right, and the fact that was more valuable because they would have watched us and seen us need to fail, make mistakes, and then come out and say you didn't do well. But all throughout the way, they were giving us technical support in doing what we are doing, in managing the project very effective. So we want to thank our donors, and also we are looking for the opportunity to upscale what we are doing. All right, out of the 50 organizations, we have over 70 organizations in Congos who will need to benefit from this training. All right, who we need to benefit, who we are not able to be captured in this first one. So we are looking for more partnership, more collaboration to upscale, to sustain this initiative. It's a very good one, a very good initiative. We need to sustain this initiative. Then also, we want to also enjoin all the beneficiaries who are here right now, those of them who are also not here, to please apply lesson learned. You know, the purpose of this training was not to gather us, give us tea break, give us lunch, we write, we know, we look at ourselves and we go back and know. The purpose of this training was to improve the organization. If you look at the very beginning, the purpose why this grant was given was to improve your organizational procedures, processes, and operations. So please, the lessons you have learned, take them back home and do a very good homework with them. The policies you have drafted, ensure you follow them through. All right. As you are even implementing those policies, you find that some areas you have documented are not even feasible. You may need to review them. Are you understanding me now? So please, I want to encourage you to ensure that we apply lessons learned. All right. In conclusion, I want to say thank the European Union, British Council, and the EU Arts Program team. Represented by the Holistic Focal Person, Mr. Lucy Semayi. He couldn't join us today because they have an official meeting in Abuja. For their patience and guidance during the project execution. Also for the Congress project team. All right, President from Medesa Gaga, who is also the contact person for this project. Julia Bedosa, who is the account officer. Emmanuel Kere is the guy on white, touching the laptop for me. He's our M&E officer. There's no one who he came to visit you. You saw his red face. And he was not smiling a lot because we had to have your success story to become part of our success story. So he had to actually drag that to you. Then also to Dr. Kuno, who's also had me. Thank you very much for your commitment to the successful conclusion of this project. Then lastly, I want to appreciate the best organization, Executive Director, Dr. Koli, Madam, who is, sorry, I can't remember your name. Thank you very much, Free Health Foundation, NEF Foundation, IYO, the Table Youth, I can see Voice of African Women and Children Initiative. Thank you all so much for your commitment. All right, we appreciate you for your participation all throughout. Even when we had, I forgot now, Artisan Development Initiative, Appealing Hallowed, Explore and Express. Thank you all so much because if you were not committed to this process, I'm not sure we'll be here having any story at all to even share. So thank you so much. On behalf of the team members, I want to say thank you and God bless you. Thank you. All right. Some new persons joined us while we were on this session. All right. Please join me to welcome I think to the front now. All right, the representative of the governor, executive governor of Edo State, His Excellency Opasaki, who is represented by his able senior special assistant on political matters. All right, another person, Chief Ogedegbe, welcome, sir. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. And we appreciate the governor honoring our invitation. You know, the governor has really been part of Congo's supporting us and helping us achieve a better society in the civic space. We appreciate his efforts and we appreciate his presence here today. All right, while we are done with this now, we're going to be looking at any question and answer from the audience, probably, or suggestions or comments before we go into good messages from those of us who are representing or we are here in person representing your organization. So please, is there a second mic? Is there a second mic? Any second mic? All right, okay, so we're just going to work with what I have here. So in case you have any comments, you have any suggestion, questions, I think we're here to rub minds together. All right, probably the community on how we can scale this initiative. We are all ears to hear from you. All right, any in the audience? Okay, all right, Mr. Iglagbe.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I wish to be given the opportunity to stand on the existing protocol. In as much as I appreciate our daddy came here to represent our governor. Thank you very much, sir. My name is Augiago Samuel, the Executive Director, Artisans Development and Networking Organization. Yes, it's a comment I want to make and also associated with appreciation. I am overwhelmed. Honestly, this project has brought a lot of upliftment to our organization. I don't know about yours. All right, the level we were before this project came on board, we have grown beyond it far. All right, during the process of this project implementation, we get to understand that we were not running an NGO, we were running a philanthropic organization, because there's a difference, and we did not know about it before. Right? For it to be sustainable, we have to switch to start running it as a non-governmental organization. All right? I'm not here to say the differences, but the truth is, I must commend the EU Act, all right, for bringing this training to increase, or rather strengthen our process of operation to become more visible, more accountable, and also more civic engaging. As a fallout of this training, all right, we have seen the need why we should be, engaging the civil society, the civic, everybody, as far as we are to benefit, they are to benefit from the project we are going to engage in one way or the other. And routing it, most things we've been doing since 3 years ago we started. To me, it was like we were inside a baby. All right? So for the benefit of those who do not understand the need, you may ask your colleague who understands that to tell you that. All right? So there's a difference when you are already at the limelight and when you are operating in an isolation. So I came to say a very big thank you for Congos, led by our president, Mrs. Daisy Gaga, all right, Abiola, who have also, carried out all her members to ensure that this training was effectively delivered. All right. So with this, I say a very big thank you. All right. We have had a lot. Even right now, we are still on our step down training. I came late. The training is still going right now. I just came here to quickly give attention to this because it's very, very important. All right. So Another area again was area of financial management. We be running this organization like a philanthropic organization because we are using our money to take care of our activities, to take care of our trainings. So we don't care. We don't know how to track and write out how the money is being spent, how it was spent, why it was spent, we are not accountable to any person. So taking documents, taking inventory of how the financial aspect of it is being run was not even our dictionary in any way. But today we have cause to develop, differences, different areas according to the way we have been trained. So it's a very laudable project. And I wish to ask, or rather solicit, to Congo, please don't leave us at this point, because it's a process of continuous development. All right? No matter what we have acquired, I'm not sure it's enough. All right? Please, I want to solicit on behalf of other members, please keep checking on us as we keep going together, so that together we'll grow. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Obiagwe. I think we'll take the last to the next item because of time. Please, okay, two more. We'll manage to, but please be brief. All right. So, basically, join your hands together for the Executive Director of IYO, Mrs. Reformer Kobe.
Thank you very much. Mine is also the commendation to the DUI team and also the Congress, because like someone asked, why will IYO be part of this kind of training? Most of us in the civic space, we know how NGOs suffer attrition, especially for us who work with young people. So when the OCAT was done, we had to include some of the documents we felt we needed to also strengthen in our organization. So most of while the training was on, yes, you did get to see me because we're sending our new staff to attend such training so that they too can be equipped with the knowledge we already have. Like I said, you train this set, they move on, and then you have to retrain. So that's like one of the challenges we usually suffer from time to time. And then we had to say, okay, for those who have come on board, let them be part of the process. So I want to say thank you to British Council, thank you to the Conference of Non-Governmental Organizations, and to our president, who is always like on our toes, wanting to ensure that all our members are carried along with all the processes of the conference. We say thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I think for this session we'll just entertain one more, Dr. Mrs. Okuli, who is the Executive Director of African Gifted Women Health Initiative. Please put us together for her. Thank you, ma'am.
In fact, if there's anybody that is excited about this day, I'm the one. Because I'm a foundation member of Goodness. I registered my organization. It's now 16 years. I've struggled, written proposals so that I could be funded. Nothing. No matter, the more I tried, the more I failed. So at a point, I said to hell with the funding. After what I'm doing is a calling. Mine is a calling to look after poor widows and their children, and I have hundreds of them. So everything I have is for the widows. At times my children, they will say, Mommy, we say she's broke. We'll give her now. She's giving to the widows. You know? And it became part of me. I didn't care. My own is let them be happy. Let them move on. You know? Until this thing came out. They brought questionnaire. I answered sincerely. I don't know this one. I don't know this one. I don't know this one. I didn't know I was giving myself a pass mark. From there, I got a pass mark to be one of the people to be trained. And the training, I must tell you, was fantastic. For the younger ones who attended, please, don't allow it leave you. Store it and work with it, because it will help you not only in NGO circles, in whatever you do. The way the EU art group in Congo is carried it on, you will think they are personally involved in every NGO. They are so involved, they want to see you get it, they want to see you, and I was highly impressed. That made me committed. At times I sent staff for training. On few occasions I attended. I would have loved to be here throughout, but many things are not on my side. So I must say thank you to EU Art Star, and Congos as a whole. This is the best thing I've seen that happened to Congo because I'm a witness. Like I said, I'm a foundation member. I was an executive. I was what is it called? Director of Treasury, later Vice President, before I stepped aside. And nothing came up like this. But this one, in fact, they have trained us. Thank you for training us. And we pray that
Where
what
is
we
that
have
there?
achieved,
You will stand there, just hold
and that
the
we
phone
will
like
to
this.
train others, and that this thing will spread, and people will enjoy what is going on. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Mrs. Okoli. Right now, we are going to have just because of time, just two good messages. All right, so I think the first we will go is the Executive Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, who is being presented by his Senior Special Assistant, Chief Okay, please put your hands together for him as we hear from. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, great minds. It's nice to be here to represent His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki. As you heard, my name is Ugi. For us politicians, this is a very, very crucial moment, and therefore our time is really, really tight. We hardly find time for things not directly connected with politics at this time. But for His Excellency, he said this is one event at which his representation must be made, and so he then asked that I be excused from the rallies and campaigns we are supposed to be doing today to be here, because he believes in what we are doing here. We understand that this is the closing ceremony of a training project which has some great funders and people who care about us and what we do out here. They are also very good partners of the state government, and they've remained so since the inception of His Excellency's administration. The reason being that His Excellency is a believer in training, in getting things done the proper way, which is very rare amongst our people. And so these partners, they are always ready to work with him, so that they are able to work with you. We know that the benefit will impact very positively in our society within a short while. From the review, it is clear that you have been well equipped in several areas of administration as far as non-governmental organization is concerned. What will be beautiful will be for you to shine your light based on the knowledge you have acquired from this project. Like people are beginning to testify. I'm sure in another 1 or 2 years, we'll be able to see things being done properly as NGO. That your engagements will be more productive. You are not militants, whose business is to make trouble. That's the general feeling that NGOs are meant to engage for the purpose of creating products. And you are supposed to engage properly with a view to eliciting information that will help the public, help the government, and others who are involved in nation building. That is your calling, which you have wanted to do. And now that you have this new experience by way of the training, let it reflect, let your light shine. That's an appeal. In Edo State, under Mr. Godwin Noel as a pastor, he cares so much about learning. These are things that are hidden from the public, empowering people through knowledge, like the kind of thing you have acquired. So people are not used to it. What they want to see is people jumping into water to knock walls, be bricklayers, at the same time mechanic, at the same time under the red light which the media represent. But for him, as his colleague can see, he plans, So for those of us who are close to him, we know that he believes so much in planning, in trying to be transparent, and these are values that pays at the end. If we employ these trainings, these techniques in our dealings as NGOs, I'm sure we'll be better for it. So I have his words to acknowledge that let us take seriously. Don't see it as one of those trainings. The lessons learned should be put to use. I like what one person mentioned, that they pull back and let some junior ones also acquire knowledge. I think that is very good. That is a way of building succession plan in every organization. And I think that is very key. If your organization is not to go into extinction, is not to fall by the wayside, you must engage in training those who are working with you. It's a great succession plan that will help so that we'll have a very vibrant, non-governmental society or Congress in Edo State. So we look forward to partnering with all of you. We are sure you will do things differently like it used to be before. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I bring greetings from His Excellency. To wind up, my advice once again is let your light shine. As it is said, education doesn't make you rich, but it enriches you. So you have been enriched. So again, go out there and shine. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of the State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, who is represented by the Senior Social Advisor, Chief Oki. Thank you so much, sir, for the good message. Right now, I think that will be the last good message for today, so we can go on with the last item, which is certificate presentation to member organizations who have been trained. So please help me to welcome Dr. Mrs. Eri Feta. She is the Executive Director for Windows of America, those states. Please, you're welcome. I think, let me say something right now. At the very beginning, we're having the project's inception. You were here with us. Okay, so, and I'm so glad that she's here with us again at this project. Welcome.
I think I was going to call upon to say something, but
seen ahead. In fact, listening to the project overview and the impact it has already created, I'm highly impressed that EU as a British Council project has made so much impact. Just looking at the statistics, it's so clear that a lot of work has been done. And I'm just wondering how much time has been put in to get this work trained. The best thing you can do for someone is not giving them money. Like instead of giving them fish, you teach them how to catch fishes. And I think that is what this project has done. Glaringly, the data has showed that a lot of impact has been made. So going forward, we must ensure that whatever has been taught, the information that has been gotten is put to use. You understand? There must be application of this knowledge that you are next from this project, so that we can put up something we call train the trainers. You begin to move forward and train everyone you're going to meet with, and indirectly building a sustainable system, a sustainable organization that will benefit Edo State and also benefit Nigeria as a country. So again, I want to appreciate Congos for the strength and the inner drive to put together a training like this that has come up with so much impact, because it's very easy to track the impact factor in the project that has gone ahead. So I want to appreciate the leadership of Congos. I want to appreciate all beneficiaries. I want to appreciate what you're doing, and I hope that you keep on pushing ahead, forging ahead to ensure that the training that has been delivered by EU Act and the British Council will be, the impact will be traceable and palpable in the state and in the country. So congratulations to everyone, congratulations to the conveners. Thank you so much for having me. Let me quickly say that I'm the director for Benin City Window America. Benin City Window America is an initiative of the U.S. Department of State, managed by the Educational and Cultural Affairs of the United States. We are into capacity building of the youth. The space is in Glasshouse 102 Airport Road. It's open to everyone. I'll be glad to have all of us come use the space, not as a venue, but we work as partners to build the capacity of Edo youth and increase the employability degree in the state. The space is also to increase the pool of individuals, Edo citizens, that can access various scholarships and fellowships to be in the US under fully funded projects. So we'll be glad and we'll be willing to partner with every one of us here. Good morning again, and thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right, we appreciate you, Dr. Eric Beta. Thank you so much for your good message. And right now we are going over to the award of certification. I haven't concluded the last training for the past 1 year series of training. I think they deserve a certificate. Am I right? So if you are here, please, and you are in this training throughout, please just put your hands together for yourself. You are amazing. Come on now, put your hand for yourself. All right. All right. Please, I want to call on the president to join me on stage as to present certificates to the organizations. All right. I think the first organization here. All right. All right. So, please, can you join me, please, to welcome the governor, who is heavily represented by Chief Ogie, to help do the handing over of the certificates. So quickly, we are calling on the organization Help Me to Succeed Foundation. Okay, you can put this here. Help Me to Succeed Foundation is rep here. Okay, she is outside. All right, okay. Edo State Association of the Deaf. Please count your hands together for them. Edo State Association of the Deaf, as they come to collect their certificates. Please, can you once again appreciate them? They have been consistent, even with their disability. They are willing to learn and grow. We appreciate them immensely. All right. right, thank you, sir. Also, Indomitable Youth Organizations, Indomitable Youth Organization, IYO, please can we put our hands together for them? All right, Mefree Help Foundation, Mefree Help Foundation, Mefree Help Foundation. All right, next on the list is Voice of Children, Youth, Women, and Women Rights Initiative. Voice of Children, Youth, and Women Rights Initiative. You're welcome. Thank you so much. African Gifted Women Health Initiative. African Gifted Women Health Initiative. All right. Apiri Arnold Foundation. Apiri Arnold Foundation. Artisan Development and Networking Organization. Artisan Development and Networking Organization. Help Me to Succeed Foundation. Help Me to Succeed Foundation. All right, thank you very much. Please can you help us appreciate the Executive Governor represented by Chief Obi. Thank you so much, sir, for doing us this great privilege. All right, so there are more organizations, but the rep is not present here right now, so please permit us to adjourn this session to when we will have sorted out that issue. All right, quickly right now, before we call it a day, when the president can we invite her over to a vote of thanks, and then we'll move over to a group session, and then formally close this session with the second stanza of the national anthem. So please put us together for Comrade Dixie Abiola Igaga, the Executive President, Conference of Non-Governmental Organization. Please come put us together for her. All right. So I think my man is to do that. Courtesy, please, Emmanuel Kiri, the mental health expert. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I wish to thank all of us here present for coming. I want to thank, in a special way, the EU Act and the British Council. I want to thank all the executive directors. I want to thank all the media for coming here. I want to thank all the participants for coming around for this closure meeting. We appreciate all of you. We like all of you. And we say together we'll continue to move Congos forward. And together we will serve the community. Because service to humanity is the backbone of all. Thank you very much.
Fine. Morning. What else? No, I won't remove it.
Flip your hand then. Do you think you should not?
It is easy for me. My hand is free. My hand is free.
After everything, I'm coming. Please hold the camera. Hold the camera. Don't allow the camera to fall.